What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Gacharic Spin, yes indeed. Gacharic Spin fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Home Gnome, and this is actually Home Gnome's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Home Gnome. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Home Gnome wanted to see me react to this. It is Gacharic Spin with a tune called Reverse Psychology. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Gacharic Spin. Yeah, surprise, surprise. And the video has 20,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Gacharic Spin, no idea. Reverse Psychology official live video. Wah.
Damn it.
Yeah, that word official. Yes, indeed. Appearing on, and the video's on their official page too, so. Look, you know what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say we're going to wait and see what happens, and let's hope for the best here. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Of course. Another change up. all over the place on this song. Lot of change up in feels, and I'm not talking about straight time, half time, double time. I mean, we're hearing those too, but I mean an approach, like stylistically, we're getting a lot of change ups. And I'm all in favor of that. I'm all in favor of changing up styles throughout the song, as long as A, it makes sense, and B, it's done well. I've seen a lot of bands over the years who try to do this, and the attempt is made, and I'm glad that they're willing to try, but the execution is just lackluster at best, and sometimes it's just an absolute train wreck. One of the biggest bands that I've seen and I've heard that do stylistic changes really well is Mr. Bungle. They're masters of it. I mean, they'll be, rocking along, like, or they'll be like, doing some sort of a nice, straight ahead funk rock feel. And then out of nowhere, with no setup and no warning, they'll just go into like a bossa nova. And it's just like, what in the world? But the thing is, they do it so clean. It's abrupt. Yes, it's absolutely abrupt, but it's done so cleanly. It doesn't stumble over itself. That's the biggest thing, is not the setup. It's when they actually change. You'll quite often hear bands stumble when they do the change. And it's like, maybe you shouldn't have done that. I'm not hearing that here. I'm not hearing that here at all. No, they're transitioning styles very nicely and very cleanly. The two guitar players with their guitar solos, one leaning into the other, really nicely done. The second guitar player picking right up where the first guitar player let off. It was really nicely done, very smooth, very well executed, and very clean. I'm digging the song. I am digging the song. I'm not loving it. I'm not like in love with the song, but I am enjoying it. I am digging it to some extent. The thing that's going for it the most, like the thing that's really making the song stand out, is the thing that I'm not like 100% wild about. We'll talk about that more later. Let's oh wow, we're almost done. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. Back in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, look, very enjoyable, a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to listen to. And the funny thing is, the biggest strength of the song, the song that really made the song stand out among all the other songs I've heard from them, and like I said, they did it really well. Believe it or not, it's also the thing that's kind of stopping me from loving the song. I'll explain what I mean by that. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Gacharic Spin with Reverse Psychology. This was a request from Home Gnome, and this was actually Home Gnome's prioritized request for the month of December for being a Silver Tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Home Gnome. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, this is gonna be a weird one. All right, I'm gonna try to keep this as short as I can, but I have a feeling this is gonna become a long review due to explanation. So get comfortable, folks. I'm gonna try my best to keep it as short as possible, but I have a feeling we're gonna be here for a while. Let's start off with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that an 8.9. Yep, 8.9. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I'm gonna save the I'm gonna save the conflict for the end. Okay, let's knock all the easy stuff out of the way first. Let's talk about the song as a whole. Okay, the song as a whole, I thought it was a great song. I think it is. I believe it is a great song. A lot of really great things happening in there. First of all, the musicianship from everybody. Okay, everybody sounded really good. Bass playing sounded really good. Guitar playing from both guitar players sounded good. Drumming sounded good. Keyboard playing sounded really good. I have absolutely no issue whatsoever about the instrumentation. Everybody did a fine job with their instruments. Everybody sounded like they were playing clean. Everybody's parts mixed well together, and they blended well together. There were a couple of times where the keyboard player, Oreo, there were a couple of times where she was playing, came through in the mix like hard, and I'm like, that has got to be done intentionally. That has to be, because through the rest of the song, it blends really well. There were just a couple of points, like there was like 2 or 3 points where all of a sudden she came blaring through the mix. I can only assume that's being done intentionally. Now, why? I'm not 100% sure, because it was a little jarring. But what she played sounded good, and it fit the song. It's just the levels were just off the charts. I don't know. I have no explanation for that. I'm sure it's intentional. I'm positive of that, because it was very specifically done. It wasn't like an accident, like oops, and they fix it and it never happens again. It happened 3 times, so I don't know. But whatever the case is, it still sounded fine. It was just blaring. Vocally, I like what was happening vocally. I like the 2 contrasting styles within the vocalists. I also love the harmonies. The vocal harmonies that were happening, really nicely done. Really enjoyed them when they did happen. Now, we're going to get more into that in a little bit. The length of the song. It's a short song, man. Holy cow. Under 4 minutes. That's radio friendly. I mean, whenever you have the target, like, okay, there was a study done about what is the perfect length for a song. And I believe it was 3 minutes and 46. It was either 3:46 or 3:48. I don't remember which one it was. It was one of those 2. And that was universally decided on as that is the perfect length for a song. Now, do I necessarily agree with that? No, I don't. I believe, songs can be just fine if they're a little over or even a little under or even quite a bit over. I mean, hell, look at Change of Seasons from Dream Theater. Or hell, look at Scenes from a Memory. The entire album is one long song broken up into 12 parts, but it's one long song. The song never actually ends. There's never any break. It's just constantly going and going and going. It turns out to be like an 81-minute long song. Do I have a problem with that? Absolutely not, because I love that album. I think that's Dream Theater's best album ever. And I know people may disagree with me on that. That's fine. They're more than welcome to disagree with me on that. But I know a lot of Dream Theater fans will agree with me that that was their opus. That was the best album they ever recorded, hands down. So I don't always agree with that target of 3:46 or 3:48. From a mainstream standpoint, I could see it. I could see that. And I guess statistically that shows, you know, that may be true statistically, but statistics don't always, you know, dictate how people feel. You know what I mean? So, but it's still a short song, and they packed a lot into that song. The biggest thing, okay, here we go. Really get comfortable now. The biggest thing going for this song, the thing that really made this song stand out in a great way, was also the thing that I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of. The constant changing in, not feel, but the constant changing in style of the song. We had a lot of style changes. It went from like a funk to a pop to a hard rock to a soft rock back to funk, and it was stylistically all over the place. The first band that came to mind, I kid you not, when I was listening to that was Mr. Bungle. I kid you not. Mr. Bungle is a band that is notorious for doing stuff like that, and they do it extremely well. And they are doing it jarringly on purpose. Like, they will just suddenly, like I gave the example, like they'll be doing this a straight ahead funk rock feel, and then out of nowhere, bossa nova. You know, look at the song. Here's my opening, closing arguments, evidence, statements, witnesses. I'm gonna roll it up all into 3 words, and I know Mr. Bungle fans will probably know the 3 words I'm gonna say. Squeeze me macaroni. Look at that song. You listen to that song, and it is literally all over the place. Love it. I love the tune. But it's very, very jarring. The way that they change up their styles, because there's no setup and there's no warning whatsoever. Very similar here. A lot of changing styles throughout the song in a very jarring way, a very sudden way, with absolutely no setup or warning whatsoever. Now, part of me liked it, and then part of me didn't like it. Now, that's just me personally, okay? Now, objectively, looking at the song objectively, did they do anything wrong? No, they didn't do anything wrong. It would have been wrong, and I would have had a problem with it on an objective standpoint if when they would transition, they would stumble. If they transitioned abruptly, like the way they were doing, and it stumbled, and it tripped over itself, then I would have a problem with it. But I was listening to it, and I never heard it. I never heard the stumbles. I never heard the trips and falls. I never heard the oops, you know, I never heard any honks or anything like that. No, it was smooth all the way across. And in a live setting, that's not easy to do. In a studio session, you could always edit and, you know, cut and, you know, elongate and stretch and scrub, and, you know, you can do all those things in Pro Tools. But in a live setting, you can't do that. So they did it well within a live setting. It's just me personally. It's funny because I listen to Mr. Bungle play a song like Squeeze Me Macaroni, and I'm like, okay, that's really cool. I dig it. Maybe it's just, okay, here it is. I think it's just because this is the first time I've heard it. Because I remember when I listened to Squeeze, good Lord, the first time I listened to Mr. Bungle, I popped the CD in and I listened to the first track, and I listened to the second track, and I got to Squeeze Me Macaroni, which is the third track. And I remember listening to that going, the hell is this? And I remember stopping. I was like, I don't want to listen to this anymore. This is crazy. This is all over the place. It's so disjointed and it's so abrupt, and it was a turnoff. I had to go back and listen to it, and then listen to it again. And by about the 5th or 6th time, I think I was starting to become okay with it. Now, here I am, some odd years later, listening to it. I must have heard that song at least 100 times now, and it's one of my favorite songs from Mr. Bungle now. Go figure, right? I think the reason this is not setting well with me is because this is my first time listening to it. I think if I listen to this song 10 more times, 20 more times, 100 more times, I think it'll sit a lot better with me, and it might even, just like Mr. Bungle, it might even become my favorite song by Gacharic Spin. It might. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying there's a possibility. I think the reason it's not setting well with me is because this is my first time being exposed to it. And yeah, man, it is jarring. But like I said, I don't hear any fault in how they did it though. I didn't hear any trips. I didn't hear any stumbles. Nothing dirty, nothing unclean, nothing unstable. It was abrupt, but when it would come into the next section, it was clean every single time. And as much as I may not like that personally, right now at this point in time, being my first listen, there's no denying it was done exceptionally well, especially like I said, in a live setting. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, 8.9. I feel good about that score. Now, is that score going to change? No, that is my score. That's exactly what I feel the song deserves. It's a great score. If I listen to this song 10, 20, 30 more times and I start to really love it, is that score going to change? No, it's not, because that's how I personally feel. This score is objectively based, so that's not going to change. I'm sorry, that is the score that it gets, and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, 8.9, that's the score I feel the song deserves, and that is where we're going to stay. So 8.9, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.